Let's make some southwestern quinoa. We're gonna cook it with some beans and corn, and then we're gonna top it with a nice tomato salad with lime and cilantro, super fresh, and some avocado. This is very easy to make, super healthy. I mean, quinoa is like a superfood, right? Tons of protein, amino acids, all kinds of good stuff. And this is vegan. If you haven't subbed and you would, I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to turn on the notification button. Thank you guys, let's make this. So let's talk about quinoa. Quinoa is an Andean grain. I grew up with this. I grew up in Bolivia and we used to eat it all the time. I guess in the last 10 years, maybe more, it got really popular in the United States. Now you can find it everywhere. You know, in all the grocery stores, just carry this. It's great. It is very important that you wash quinoa very, very well. You have to scrub it between your hands under running water. Most of the time in the United States, you're gonna get it and it's all washed. You don't need to pre-wash it like that. So if it says washed on the package, you're okay. But if it doesn't, you need to wash it. Quinoa has a component called saponin, and it is bitter. You don't want that. It's gonna ruin your meal. I'm gonna put a little oil in here, and I'm going to add half of a small white onion that's been minced. We're gonna cook this for just a few minutes till it starts softening. I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon of cumin to this, 2 garlic cloves which I minced, about 2 tablespoons of finely chopped red bell pepper, and I do have half a serrano pepper here which I seeded and the membrane is off. That is absolutely optional. We wanna cook those spices in there. And I'm gonna add a cup of quinoa. Again, this has been pre-washed like 3 times or something, so I'm not gonna worry about it. If yours isn't, you need to wash it and drain it well. And what we're gonna do is fry the quinoa with our veggies. All right. I'm gonna stir this occasionally and I'm going to let it cook for a few minutes. You wanna start hearing that quinoa kind of crackle, okay? So one of my brothers has a secret to cook quinoa. He doesn't put salt in it until until it's cooked. He says that allows the quinoa to just pop correctly and cook. You know, you'll see it when it's cooked. It has like a little, it's like a little ring. He says that the salt, when you put it in too early, doesn't let it do it properly. So we will follow his advice and not put salt in this until later. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of oregano to this. I'm gonna add a cup of black beans. These are in a can, I just drained them, and a cup of corn, yellow corn. It was frozen, I thawed it. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water. You know, 1 cup of uncooked quinoa will give you 3 cups of cooked. That's it. We're going to lower the heat. We're going to let this simmer for 20 minutes. And yes, I am going to cover it. So let's make a little tomato salad for our quinoa. I'm just going to chop these 6 little tomatoes here. They're nice and ripe. You know, if you have bigger ones, maybe 1 big one or whatever, you calculate. It's no big deal. So we're just going to chop these. I don't really care about this little part of the tomato. It doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, take it off, okay? All right, I'm gonna transfer it to a bowl. You know, make sure you put all the juices in as well, okay? I'm gonna chop a little bit of cilantro. It has a little bit of stem. That's okay. The stem is so flavorful, it doesn't matter. And we'll put this in our bowl. We're gonna squeeze a large lime in here. And some salt. All right, we're just gonna set this aside and have it ready for our quinoa. So let's uncover our quinoa and see what's going on. Unlike rice, it's not a problem. You can uncover it, nothing's gonna happen. So we can see that most of the grains have popped. I'll show you really close in a minute, but we still have liquid in there. We need it to evaporate and finish cooking, okay? This is ready, guys. See, all the liquid is gone. Can you see how every single grain has popped? It's like a little transparent circle. We're gonna salt this now. Let's put a little pepper in it as well. Taste it to see if you need to add more salt and adjust, okay? Okay, let's serve our quinoa. I'm in here. Oh, this stuff smells really good, guys. I'm gonna top it with those tomatoes, and I'm gonna make sure I put a lot of that juice in there. And let's put some avocado in there. Fine, I won't cut it against my hand. I'll do it on the board. A little more of that juice. Oh, yes. Let's eat. Let's taste this. Oh my gosh. You got that little nuttiness of the quinoa. It's that very earthy, peculiar flavor. I love it. Of course, the black bean and the corn. That lime in the tomato with the cilantro and the salt. Really didn't need to add much more salt to it when we cooked it. Oh, this is good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.